What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great night, great afternoon, great morning, wherever it is that you are. So let's just jump straight into it, man. We're going to be talking about working during a pandemic and specifically for Amazon. So I did work for Amazon when this whole pandemic started. Little background, I still am, but I'm currently looking to get out of the field, I guess. I don't know. Whenever this COVID stuff ends, but I'm an event production technician. Set up events, concerts, and all this stuff like that. So there's no work for us, alright? There's no events. Bottom line. There's very little, and there's not much that I can do, because I'm a technician and stuff like that. But anyways, working for Amazon. I was not hired directly through Amazon. I was hired by a DSP. A DSP is your delivery service provider. Okay? And I'm in Dallas, Texas. My warehouse was in Mesquite. And it was not great. It started off okay. But at the end, I had to leave, man. It was my start time. I would clock in at 10:05. I would sometimes get home at 9 o'clock. Sometimes I would get home at least until 11 or midnight. Now, I have 2 kids. I have to see my kids, okay? It's important that they see their dad. But yes, it's important that their dad works and provides for the family, but it's also important that they see their dad. Plain and simple. And I just couldn't do it. I was not having enough time for the kids. My wife just couldn't do it. I was tired of working 5 days, 6 days a week sometimes, because drivers would quit. Back and forth, they would quit because the job sucked, okay? Now, the DSP that I work for handled the country routes. And if you don't know by now, Texas is huge. So are the countrysides in Texas, and so are the houses, okay? Their driveways are about a mile long piece. And according to Amazon standard, you need to deliver 25 packages an hour. And you need to be done by 9 o'clock, okay? And the warehouse that I worked at didn't necessarily have it down. When I first started, yes, they had our routes ready and everything, and then they started ramping up production, and we started getting 200 to 250 packages in the country. Now, if you add that up, you're not going to deliver 25 packages in an hour in the country, especially when it takes you 3 to 5 minutes to drive to each house. And they wouldn't want you to go into the driveway. I understand it's the country. You don't want nobody in your driveway, especially in Texas. I don't know, they're proud about it. I'm proud about it too sometimes, but if you're delivering and I have a mile long driveway, drive up. I don't care. Okay? And sometimes you'd have to walk. When it poured rain, we still had to be out there. No matter what. They didn't care. Alright? Lightning strikes, everything. They did not care. Okay? Breaks. Every 2.5 hours in Texas, you are required to take a 15-minute break. And every 5 hours, you're supposed to take a lunch. We did not get to take those. Why? Because they want you to be done by a certain time. If you did not get your package, or if you were in the red zone, if you did not get your package count by a certain amount of time, they would send somebody to rescue you. Now, rescuing is something that they do in order to get everybody out at the same time, which I understand. You don't want to pay that many hours, even though they guaranteed us 10 hours, but we didn't get 10 hours. They didn't want to pay overtime. They didn't want to pay hours. And plain and simple. And dogs. Oh my goodness. The dogs were ridiculous. I can't tell you how many times I've used a package to push off a dog before it bites me. Now, I know how to deal with dogs that try to bite. And it just got old. You know, sometimes you feel excited to go to work, and I did not feel excited anymore. I didn't care how much money I was making. I wasn't making good money at all. You were making maybe what? If you'd put in your 40 hours, you'd probably make what? I don't know, maybe $800 a week? I'm like, are you serious? I was like, you expect me to get bit by a dog? Oh, if you get bit by a dog too, they don't cover it. They do not cover it. Why? Because they tell you to be careful and not be violent against dogs. Not that I'm saying be violent against dogs, but don't get bit. Alright? If I see a dog that's going to bite me, Am I gonna just sit there and turn my back to a dog that's gonna bite me? Zero visibility. If I back away, then I can see what the dog's move is gonna be. But at the same time, I'm not gonna outrun these pit bulls and these Dobermans that people have. Okay? And the routes, like I said, the routes were terrible. The roads, those vans, oh my goodness. When it rained, like I said, we still have to work when it rains. If you get stuck, that's you. That's coming out of your paycheck. Out of your paycheck, sometimes $300, $400 tow bill. And you're not on the clock when you get stuck. Once you get stuck, you have to call your DSP for them to call a tow truck. And they will manually log you out of your time clock. You are not getting paid to be sitting there. And then they have to come rescue you and you get written up. Okay? Sometimes you can't avoid it. If you're not going to let me drive up somebody's driveway and you want me to deliver in the rain and I get stuck, you're going to take it out of my paycheck, you're messing with my money, you're messing with my kids' money. Plain and simple. So like I said, it wasn't the best time working for Amazon. I worked there about a month and somebody else was like, oh, you're just a sissy and this and this. I was like, look, I don't discriminate. You're entitled to your opinion by all means. You might be able to do it. I don't. But I know a lot of people that have quit. Because, plain and simple, those rules and those things exactly. Nobody wants to get bit by a dog. And nobody wants to get cheated out of their hours. And nobody wants to get treated like you're just another driver, okay? We're literally delivering these packages in the middle of a pandemic. And you want to not make our pay permanent. The pay was $15 an hour plus a 2-hour bonus to those 15 hours. I was like, well, why don't you just make it permanent for the drivers? 17 an hour. They didn't want to. It's like, you make all this money and you don't want to pay your drivers. And it says a lot about a company that doesn't value their drivers. They say they value your drivers, but at the same time, I don't believe it. Okay? Make sure y'all stay safe, guys. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Alright? Later. Take it easy, guys.